a change. That rain was heavy last night. You alright?
You're not obliged to get into conversation with this gentleman.
You're not. You don't have to speak to me. That's perfectly true. If you don't wish to speak to me about the weather and just general chit-chat...
You don't have to answer these questions as well.
You're more than happy to do so.
He's just here to antagonize you.
Not really. Not here to antagonise you. You seem to manage to do all your own antagonising on your own. Antagonise yourselves by talking over each other. You won't be able to sit at the top of the steps though. You can sit to the side if you wish. But if they need to vacate the building and people need to come down the steps, they'd be obstructing an exit, wouldn't they?
Are you trying to antagonize us right now?
No,
No, you are, because there's plenty of room over there. You're not being reasonable whatsoever.
Okay, well, I'll move it over there for you.
Why?
There you go. I'm moving
Why?
it.
Why
Because
are
if
you touching our
anybody needs
property?
to
This is
vacate
the
that building.
In fact, can I have that? I'll use that over there.
Yeah, you can use that one over there. I'm just saying you can't sit at the top of the steps for safety reasons, obviously.
For safety reasons, this door allows only an escape for 5 people at maximum.
We do actually. So what you're saying is that a blind person's tapping their sticks and one thing and another.
Is it a civil matter now? Again?
No,
Yes, you are. Is it a civil matter,
If
please?
you wish to move it from the steps, you can do.
Is it a civil matter right
Okay,
now?
well, it's a civil thing, so I can escort you off the property.
You can't.
Yes, I can. I can ask you to leave.
Where's the owner?
I can ask you to leave.
If it's only... You can ask me to leave. I can ask you to
I can
leave
ask
as
you
well.
to leave, yeah.
I can ask you to leave as well.
I can move your chair from the top of the stairs because at the end of the day, it is a danger to other people. If somebody needs to vacate that building in a hurry, you're blocking an exit. So if you want to sit over there, fine and dandy. You go sit over there, but you're blocking the set of the steps. Would you sit on the steps at a pub? Would you sit on the steps at the town
This is a
hall?
different case. Don't mix it, please. We're talking about this
It's a
particular
building.
case.
It's a
This
building with
is a no. This
steps.
is
It's a building with steps.
Please,
I'm not talking over you now. It's a building with steps.
please refer to this
Building
case,
with
please. You're not
steps.
making any sense right now.
It's a building with steps, and people might need to leave in a hurry by the steps.
There are plenty of steps over there.
So,
Just for your
okay.
observation, yeah. Just for your observation,
And
you
there are
know.
plenty of there are plenty of people in the building. So I'm going to ask you to move away from the steps because sitting at the top of the steps is not safe.
Are you trying to antagonize me right now?
No, I don't need to antagonise you. You do that all on your own. You get wound up very readily.
Sergeant, you're actually in his space there. Do you mind stepping back?
Actually, you actually.
What, like you were stood in my face a minute ago? I'm stood here so I can hear him.
I've not been rude.
So I'm going to ask you to move away from the steps because I don't think it's safe for you to be at the top of the steps for other members of the public.
Am I obliged to answer this?
Okay? Well,
Am I
I'm going
obliged
to
to?
move your chair to the other side of the steps.
Am I obliged to answer?
Right? So I can ask you to leave the property and I can escort you from the property if needs be.
Under what law?
Civil Trespass Section 14. I've just been spoken to the legal department, so I can ask you to leave and escort you off the property if you wish.
Well, in that
So
case,
you're not here
hold
for
on a
any
minute.
lawful business.
At this point in time, I would like to inform you that it must be addressed by the owner or of this building, not by you. You're not here to talk on their behalf. Are you talking on their behalf?
Been served on you.
So
There's a specific piece of legislation doesn't fall under that piece of legislation.
That you're actually being intimidating towards him now.
He is
Standing
now.
over him. Yeah, you are.
yeah.
Oh, right, okay. There you go. I'm
Could you-
more than
could
happy to be, if that's how you perceive
Now,
it.
can I just say that we've not been rude to you at all?
No, and I'm
right?
not being rude to you, but
You
what
are.
I am
There may
saying
have been a
is...
couple of
You are.
conversations going on all at one
You are.
time, which
Right.
I understand, fair enough. Which is a bit complicated to try and answer everybody's question, but there's no need to be rude and aggressive.
I'm not being rude.
You
I'm
might
just
have
asking
to
you
raise
to
it,
not
but-
sit at the top of the steps. I'm saying move
Yeah, but
to the side of the
under
steps
what
if
law
you're...
and under what legislation? There's no law. There's no
Health and safety.
There
If
isn't.
somebody...
But you're not an
Right,
health and
here
safety.
we go round and round and
I
round.
don't
We do
want to
actually,
really.
but
You're
you're
not health and
agonizing
safety
us.
executive.
My
Stop.
disabled father needs to run out of that
Yeah.
building because there's a fire.
There's actually, if he's disabled, he'll use that stair over there.
Yes.
If there's a
He
fire,
he won't be using these
If
stairs.
anybody's disabled, there is a disabled pathway
Passage
there.
over there.
There's
Okay.
also other exits around the building
Okay.
for people to leave the building if there is a fire.
And short-sighted people,
Yes,
etc.
but you're making a conspiracy
Here's
up
you.
to
No, I'm not
state that
making
there's
a
going to be
conspiracy.
a fire.
I'm-
There's going to be no fire. There is no
What
law.
I'm saying to you
There
is...
law.
Is this house on danger of being set on fire?
saying to you, I can ask you to move...
This is a peaceful protest, so there's no law to move us.
So why are you moving us?
We're not moving you from the top of the steps.
We're not in Germany. Listen, Sergeant, we're not in Germany at the minute.
It's not an answer, Germany.
Well, you're giving orders out which
I'm saying to you, you need to move from the top of the steps.
Under what law?
Under what law?
Health and safety in this building.
But you're not an health and safety
The officer.
I don't need to be.
You do.
You do have to.
Yes, you
Where
do.
does it say that in legislation?
Exactly.
It doesn't.
You must know the law then.
I
should.
can.
We shouldn't be questioning it. You should be presenting us with
You're
a
not a health
law.
and safety chief executive. If you
You're quite hysterical at some of the things you come out with.
No,
Right,
you just
okay.
repeat- No, we're not. We're being reasonable.
I am responsible. I'm not going to talk to him because he just over talks to you. I am responsible as a
you're
police
not. You've
officer.
got no duty of care over us whatsoever.
Yes, I have.
No, you've not.
Yes,
You
I have.
haven't.
No duty of care.
Ah,
No,
well,
you
you've
haven't.
obviously not read all the legislation I have to.
No, you haven't.
Dead under no duty of
Oh,
care.
here we go again on that one.
No,
And
he's dead.
I'm not belittling it, but at the end of the day,
Stop.
I am responsible for everybody who visits
But you're not
this police
responsible for
station
our-
whilst
for
I'm
us.
here.
Has anybody complained?
No, sir.
Has anybody
I'm
complained?
responsible for all the people
Has
who are
anybody
attending this
complained?
building.
Has anybody complained? Has anybody complained?
Yes.
Has anybody complained? Has anybody complained?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were just rabbiting on and on and on. Yes.
Has anybody complained?
You
Feel as though
need
they
to
need
send
to
somebody out who's got a bit more respect. Because
Please.
You treat me with respect.
We're not always saying to you is you have got no right.
You want to put that on YouTube? I'm more than happy.
We don't do
We will.
YouTube.
Well, whatever you want to put it on, whatever
will.
social forum you wish to put it,
It
on,
will-
if you feel that you
it
can,
will put
you can
on
present
YouTube,
that
please,
as
yes.
disrespectful, then crack on. I'm more than happy with that. I am asking you, if you
All
think
you're
it's
doing is trying to
disrespectful,
antagonise us because we're doing
if
a
you
peaceful
think it's
protest and you don't
disrespectful
like
to
the
ask
truth.
you to move,
It's
from a
not
set of
disrespectful.
steps-
It's not reasonable to
That is
ask.
unreasonable to ask you
It
to
is
move from a
unreasonable.
set of
Yes,
steps.
it is unreasonable.
That's the way you're asking it though as well.
It is
I
unreasonable.
came over and
He's
asked
asking.
politely initially.
You've not,
And then
is it-
unfortunately,
It's
I'll
not
tell you
reasonable.
what you did. You were stood,
okay.
you were stood over him, telling
Yeah.
him like that,
Yeah.
invading his space.
That close, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I shouted over to you. You're invading his space,
oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
and you're being
Right, well, I'm going to move that from the front of the steps anyway. So
because there is no law to state that you can remove it.
yeah, I can ask you to leave the property
You can ask us, yeah, but you don't have to oblige.
escort you from the property.
Under what law? Under what law?
And under what law?
There is no breach of peace, or is there?
Right.
There is no breach of peace.
I've been asked by the person in charge of the building.
Who is this? Who's this? Who's that guy you're talking of? Who's that guy you're talking on behalf of
I
it?
don't have to give you his name.
You have. You have.
Don't.
You have. You
If I
have.
make
You
a
have.
public complaint about somebody, I have to give their details.
You've got my details, and there is.
No. We
You're
want this
saying-
person.
There's a person in there telling us to be removed.
Who's that person? Who's that person?
Yeah.
Who's that person?
I don't have to give you that details.
Well, then you stop harassing us, please.
I'm not harassing
You are harassing us.
that's the
Intimidation.
I'm
You are
asking
harassing and intimidating.
From the top, set of a top of.
We've already explained it's not reasonable. Your request is not reasonable, and it's not.
It's unreasonable to remove somebody from a set of steps outside a public building.
It is unreasonable. It is unreasonable.
In your interpretation.
My interpretation is quite simple.
It's your opinion. You're
It's your
coming over
opinion.
here with your opinion, and your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion.
You're
but it's
absolutely
not the
entitled
law.
to your opinion, yeah.
Exactly.
But it's not being
Everybody's
reasonable.
entitled to
But it's
opinion.
not your law.
It's not the law.
It's not the law for
And you're not the one who's
Well,
gonna
next law,
who
sit
must
here.
enforce it.
having a bit of a protest.
Yeah. Who's not?
There is
You're
no
not the
law.
one who's gonna be enforcing it.
And it's not a arrestable offence, because if it was, we would have been arrested.
Is that
Right, it's not an arrestable offence.
That's right,
What
so
it says
thank
is,
you very
but
much.
I can escort you from the property.
Well, yes, you can.
I can ask you to leave.
Yes,
and
you can.
escort
And I can ask you to
from-
leave as
If
well.
it was a private building, yes, but it's not.
No, it applies to this building as
It
well. There's
doesn't, because
legislation
this
regarding
is a
that.
public building. The public, the taxpayer, you like yourself, has paid for this building.
And providing you're here on lawful business, conducting
We are.
We are.
a inquiry
We are.
at the police
We are.
station.
Oh no! It's not for you to decide what's the lawful activity here, is it?
We're highlighting.
It's not for you
this
to
is
decide
custody.
what's the
If you
lawful
think that's
activity
unlawful-
is to engage
I'm
with this
sorry,
building.
You're obviously
I'm obviously.
knowledgeable in legislation
Listen,
and everything.
now you're
please,
being
please
a-
stop
really, yeah.
antagonizing us. Stop antagonizing. What we're trying to say, we will
Your
comply.
interpretation that would antagonise you.
We will comply with all requests which are conducted in a lawful way. You are here acting unlawfully. Do you understand it?
Am I acting unlawfully? On what
Yes,
basis
you're
am I
harassing.
acting unlawfully?
You are
On
because
what basis am I acting unlawfully?
because the person.
What basis am I acting unlawfully? I'm going to do the same as you do to me now. What
Are you a
legal
police
basis
officer?
Am I acting unlawfully?
Are you a police officer
What
here?
basis am I acting
Under
unlawfully?
in what capacity are you acting here right now?
What basis am I acting
In
unlawfully?
what capacity are you
I asked
acting
you to
here?
move
Let's
from the
do a
top
fair
of the
round.
stairs.
Happy birthday,
Capacity.
by the way.
Safety.
You see, this gentleman thinks it's absolutely right. He's not being intimidated, so it's only you being here unreasonable. Do you understand? You're being unreasonable.
You think?
I believe you aren't being unreasonable. Do you believe this officer
Oh, you'll
was actually...
always get that one.
Well,
that lady will no
to
doubt
be
concur
fair-
with you.
So three people
to be fair,
said
Bob,
just to you that he's not
be fair,
If I
acting
go and get 6
reasonable.
police officers, they probably think I would be unreasonable.
well,
Well, we've just seen a few gentlemen. He's smiling. He's not being antagonized by you. This gentleman has been
Exactly. He's not being antagonised by me, but you feel
because
as though you are.
you are
No, because you're
because you're
actually-
addressing me.
You're actually standing over us, antagonising us.
Am I?
Exactly. Yes, you are.
Stood here. I'm asking you to move from the top of a set of steps.
And
We've
we're
already
saying
asked-
no.
we've already
And
asked.
we're saying- Are we being unreasonable
No,
saying
I'm
no?
asking you to move to the side.
Are
Is
we,
that
yeah, but are
unreasonable?
we being unreasonable? Because nobody uses these steps anyway, and if anybody does use these steps, they normally come up that way.
Yeah.
And we're nowhere near.
These steps have
there.
never been used in the
We're not
last
obstructing-
months.
We're not obstructing
Why are there a set of steps here? then?
I don't know. I can build the bridge over there. Nobody was going to be using it. So what?
That's like saying why the bollards outside GMP headquarters.
Why is the two police stations there?
If you go on and look through the CCTV footage, you'll realize that nobody has ever used this patch of land for the last week at least. I believe.
For the last 3 weeks.
3 weeks at least. So I believe your request is being unreasonable, honestly.
Well, asking somebody to move from potential
This is
fire
no.
escape.
Hold on a minute.
We're nowhere
Firstly,
near
this is
the fire.
no.
We're nowhere near the
No,
exit.
No, this is an argument about being reasonable. Okay?
Just put it this way: if there was a fire, we would help people get out of that building.
Yeah.
Right?
Because
we're just waiting. We would not do what you do. Not as in you, as in your corporation. When there was a car fire over there, the policeman stood across the road.
where were you?
Me and Boris went over to try and put it out with fire extinguishers. We were shouting the police to come over, and we was ignored. The car went bang, and then there's about 7 explosions, which we think you or your corporation had put something in to explode into the car.
okay.
And they waited for that car to finish on the 7th explosion, then everybody come running out, telling us to get back after we tried to put it out. Now what was suspicious about that car fire is when we opened the car door, the car match was actually on fire before the fire from the engine went into the car. And that's when we shut the doors and walked away from it.
Yeah, we will do, won't it? Fire will travel backwards.
So how
No,
many people
what
have
I'm
died in
saying- What I'm
custody?
saying to you was the fire in the engine was ablaze. We tried pouring it out. We opened the car door to make sure there was no children in the car, and the car mats were on fire.
Yeah, well, it will be.
But the fire.
Are you being reasonable right now? Are you being reasonable
But
right
what
now?
we're trying to say to you is, if there was a fire there, we would assist people to get out of there. We wouldn't obstruct people getting out there if there was a fire.
Why would you feel if they tripped over your chair on the
Well,
way
they
out?
wouldn't trip out because I'd move it out of the way, and I would help
what's the
people
issue
come out
with
of
moving
there.
it in the first
Because
place,
that's
then?
Because
called
there is.
being-
Are you? Hold on a minute. Are you? Are you?
in the first place? Then now
The
you've
issue.
identified
The
potential
issue.
risk.
The issue
You've
is.
just identified
No.
potential risk.
Hold on.
So
No,
therefore,
I've
you
not.
said you'd
You're
move-
going on about
No,
the
no, you
chairs.
said-
I've not mentioned the chairs.
Listen.
You have
I
stated
said
that
what-
the chairs
they
might
came
get
out
in the
and
way.
tripped over the chair, and you said we'd move them. So therefore, there is a potential risk.
If the